Hello, I'm Mark from Moonstone Publications. Welcome to this overview of some of the stories we've covered over the past week. But first, please hit the subscribe button and share this video with your friends and colleagues. Coming up in this week's update, the FSCA changes tack on the rollout of the Conduct of Business return. FSPs can expect heightened FSCA compliance scrutiny. Few taxpayers report eFiling profile hijackings to the police. The Reserve Bank says a lower inflation target won't mean higher interest rates. An arbitration clause is upheld in a multi-million rand business interruption case. And the High Court will reconsider a case dealing with the protection of insurance benefits from insolvency claims. The FSCA has announced a major change to its cross-sectoral Conduct of Business return. Instead of a standalone rollout, the reporting tool will now be integrated into its new supervisory technology platform. Until the FSCA provides further guidance on the integrated regulatory system and the OMNI risk return, financial institutions should pause any internal implementation of the OMNI-CBR solution. The decision comes as part of the FSCA's digital transformation strategy, which aims to modernize data collection and supervision through end-to-end automation. By embedding OMNI-CBR within the IRS, the FSCA expects to streamline conduct data reporting, reduce the burden on firms, and enable faster risk-based oversight. As South Africa races to meet the final hurdles in the Financial Action Task Force's action plan, accountable institutions should brace for sharper regulatory supervision because the authorities are already preparing for the next mutual evaluation. Michelle Fourie, a senior specialist in the FSCA's FSCA unit, warns that on-site and off-site inspections will ramp up significantly in the coming months. FSPs must ensure that their risk management and compliance programs aren't just paperwork exercises, but living frameworks tailored to their unique risk exposures. Fourie, who spoke at the recent Moonstone Compliance Officers Conference, unpacked what the FSCA expects from FSPs during inspections. Only 1 in 4 taxpayers report eFiling profile hijackings to the police, according to a survey by the Office of the Tax Ombud. More than half chose not to involve law enforcement, and nearly a quarter weren't sure if their case was reported. High-income earners and large businesses cite police inefficiency and legal costs as deterrents, whereas lower-income filers believe the police will ignore their complaints. Tax practitioners likewise described getting little support at police stations when reporting eFiling profile hijackings. The South African Reserve Bank says an inflation target of 3% won't force up borrowing costs. It could well pave the way for lower rates. SARB economist Thuli Radebe says important anchors of inflation expectations are working together to anchor lower inflation. Consistent messaging and actions from the central bank build trust. When people believe the bank will keep prices stable, they expect lower inflation. If people see prices have been stable, they tend to expect that stability to continue. Together, these anchors will guide inflation towards the 3% target. A recent judgment reminds insurers and policyholders that if your contract calls for arbitration, the courts will almost certainly make you stick to it. The High Court blocked Lewis Group from litigating a 423 million rand business interruption claim. The insurers contesting the quantum of the claim said a clause in the policy requires any difference over amounts to be decided by arbitrators. The High Court, citing the Arbitration Act and Constitutional Court precedent, agreed, holding that parties must honour arbitration terms even in high-value cases. The Supreme Court of Appeal has set aside a High Court ruling and ordered it to reassess whether life insurance proceeds paid directly to a surviving spouse can be claimed by the creditors of an insolvent joint estate. At issue is the interaction between Section 63 of the Long-Term Insurance Act, which shields benefits paid to a spouse, child, or parent from creditors, and the Insolvency Act's reach into the assets of an insolvent estate. The High Court held that statutory protection did not extend to a beneficiary outside the estate. The FSCA, however, found that the surviving spouse should have been joined as a party before creditors could challenge the payouts. That's all we have for this week. You can read these stories and many more on our website, moonstone.co.za. Until next time, here's wishing you all the best from the team at Moonstone Information Refinery.